Welcome to Big Brave Business. This is a podcast built on the belief that you can create absolutely anything for yourself. Whether it's a dream job or a dream life, it's all possible for you.
I'm Amanda Nelson, a virtual assistant and digital marketer, and that's Sarah Heater, podcast producer and strategic consultant. Each week, we will share insights from working with dozens of clients, stories of how we got where we are, and encourage you to see us as your new business besties.
So grab a cup of coffee and let's talk being brave in business.
Welcome back to Big Brave Business. Sarah, how are you today?
I'm doing well, and I'm excited about this because we're having the most fun conversations over on YouTube, and I just have this sneaking suspicion that you, listening to this right now, have not watched us on YouTube yet. So we had an idea that we wanted to give you some insight into the conversations we're having over on YouTube. Plus, it's a fun way to get to know us better.
Absolutely. This is going to be a two-part series. We will do my interview, and we're also going to do Sarah's interview, where we asked each other some rapid-fire questions in the same style as the Vogue 100 questions that they do with celebrities. So it's going to be really fun. I'm excited to hear what you think after you listen to both of these interviews. I will go first. So this is my episode from our YouTube channel, my interview with Sarah and our rapid fire questions. If you enjoy it, let us know. Come over to Big Brave Business on Instagram and give us a shout.
Yes, and have fun getting to know Amanda. Welcome back to the Big Brave Business YouTube channel. This is YouTube video number 2, and this time we are rapid fire questioning Amanda. So if you missed it, we did a video, the previous video last week. I don't know how often these are coming out. Listen, we're new to YouTube. We're figuring out the YouTube game. But in the previous video, Amanda asked me 25 questions, and now I'm going to ask her. And if you didn't know, we also host a podcast called Big Brave Business, and you can find it anywhere you listen to podcasts. So, Amanda, I want to ask you these questions to learn not just about what you do, but who you are. Are you ready?
Why am I nervous? Yes, I'm ready.
You don't need to be nervous. It's just, well, it's not just me. It's hopefully other people watching on YouTube. But also, we can edit. Okay.
We can.
So, let's start with when something amazing happens. Who's your first phone call?
My husband, by far. Drew is the best. He is my biggest cheerleader, and he is a riot. So I call him first.
How far away do you live now from where you grew up?
I am about an hour and a half from where I grew up, just right up the interstate.
So driving.
Yes, driving. Yes, just an hour and a half away, right up I-65 to good old Bruton, Alabama.
When someone from out of town visits you for the first time, where's one place you always take them?
So this is a little bit controversial, but I take them just downtown because our downtown area is right down the street from my house. It's adorable. It's got all the shops, all the food. So it's not just one place, but it is like a location. Just the downtown area of Mobile is just gorgeous. Bonus
question. Why is that controversial?
Well, it's because it's not like it's not like I'm saying we'll take them to a restaurant or like the Grand Canyon. I'm taking them downtown. There's a lot of places to see downtown. There's a lot to see.
What is your ideal birthday present?
I'm big on birthdays. I'm going to say book money, really good dinner, and that's it. That's all I really want. Book money and a really, really, really good dinner.
I love you. What is something on your bucket list that you've never done?
Europe. I want to see Europe so badly. I would love it. I feel like they're my people. I would probably get over there and they'd be like, absolutely not. But I think I would love to go to Europe.
Just like all of Europe?
Yeah, I want to see it all.
Okay. What is one of your goals for 2023?
Probably my biggest goal would be I want to completely max out my book of business, which I'm on track to do. But probably be fully booked where I'm like shut down, no more clients, which I think I'm going to be doing pretty soon. So closing out my book of business and saying like I'm totally full, and or hitting a certain financial milestone this year. We'll see.
That's fun. What is one of your most unpopular opinions?
College is not necessary. Period. The end. Underline, bold it. It's not necessary at all.
I love college, but I mean, I'm not saying it's necessary. Okay.
Yeah.
If you could donate $100,000 to any cause or charitable organization, where would you donate it?
Probably Planned Parenthood. I believe in what they do. I believe in what they do for women. So yeah, Planned Parenthood.
Good one. What's your favorite book of all time?
Oh, this one's so hard. Okay. Growing up, it was always Little Women. There's also a book that made a very big impact on my life by an author called by the name of Wally Lamb, and the name of the book is called She's Come Undone. It had like a profound effect on my life during a very big period of my life, and I just thought the writing was incredible. I'm obsessed with him. It has stuck with me for years and years and years, but Little Women was a really big part of my life growing up, and I read it multiple times. Newer books, I'm just going to throw it out there. Newer books, I was a huge fan of Where the Crawdads Sing. That had a profound effect on me. I loved that book. And probably The Great Alone. I'm sorry, I'm done. By Kristen Hanna. That book also had a really big effect on me. Okay, go ahead. That's it. That's as many as I'm going to say. There's so many.
I was with you. I haven't read the Kristen Hanna one, but all the rest of those I love. Okay.
So good.
When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
So there was, I was going to be an actress. There was just no ifs and buts about it. I was going to be an actress, or I really had it in my heart. I really wanted to be a writer. I was, of course, of the Gilmore Girl age. All I wanted to do was be like Rory. And so I wanted to be a writer for sure. But by far an actress was like the thing. Like I just knew I was going to be on a stage.
We are so alike. What are 3 things you're really good at? It's harder than you'd think.
It's hard. I'm really good at dressing myself. Like I think I have really good style. Like when I see pictures of myself, I'm like, oh, that's a cute outfit. I'm a really good cook. And I'm really, really good at creating life for myself out of a very shitty circumstance. Like I've always been like at my lowest of times, at the hardest of times, and like I've gone through some really hard and embarrassing shit in my life. But anytime that something happens, I'm really, really good about picking myself up and making something really, really great out of something really bad.
What is one of your favorite accounts to follow on Instagram or TikTok?
I love Her HQ. I think they're hysterical. I find everything they post, I'm like, that's me. Hello, that's me. And then probably from like an influencer standpoint, there is the owner and CEO of Pink Lily Boutique, which is now like massive. I think she's amazing. Her name is Tori, and she does a really great job with her marketing. And so I like to watch her from that standpoint. But I also think that she gives a lot of value to the world. And I think what she's done as a female CEO, her story is incredible. Like I root for her big time. And I like to check, like she's one of those people that I wake up and I check in on. And I don't do that with many people.
I love that. Who is your hero?
This is really, really, really hard. This is really hard for me, harder than I think I can articulate. But probably the one person that I think of when I think like incredible woman who inspires me, like I want to hear her talk all the time, is probably Michelle Obama. She is just someone to me that I listened to her audiobook a couple of times. I think she's incredible. Like everything about her. I think her essence is so wonderful. She's so powerful, feminine, strong. I love what she has to say about marriage. I think that the way she views relationships is so relatable to me. I just think she and I would be best friends. Please call me Michelle. Thank you.
Come on our YouTube channel.
Please.
So we can rapid fire question you.
Let's go to Europe together. God.
Did you play any sports growing up? And if so, what was your biggest takeaway from that experience?
I played softball for 2 seconds and I got hit with the ball and I quit. And that was the biggest, that was probably the biggest sport. Well, I say that. I was a competitive cheerleader. It was more dance than cheerleading. But the main thing I learned there was the biggest thing I learned is that girls can be really cruel, and that it's not, yeah, girls are cruel, and that it's really not worth it to try to fit in with people, but just to be yourself. Like, that was a big learning thing for me, was like, I was trying so hard to make these girls like, just like me. And it kind of got to the point there where you're like, why? Like, I'm pretty, like, I don't like them. Why do I want to be like them? So I think it just taught me more about like just being who you are as a person.
Yeah.
In high school, obviously, we all need to learn that.
You also danced, though.
I did. Yeah, I was a dancer. Ballet was really big for me. And I learned to love my body through that and appreciate what my body can do. So, yeah.
Okay, this is one of my favorites. What is some of the worst advice you've ever received?
Well, first, go to college. That's the worst advice I was ever given, because I know so many people that are in debt who can't seem to make a tenth of what they were trying to make. So go to college for sure. Probably the other advice would be get married young, have kids, probably. Things that was probably a big thing of advice that I was given. Am I like being so negative? I'm just being honest.
No, I mean, it's a negative question, to be fair.
Yeah, so that would probably be my thing. Is people trying to give me advice on what I should do with my life because they wish they had done that. Yes. You know what I mean? That was probably some of the worst advice.
You know, I just want to do an interlude for our friends who have been listening to the podcast for a while, who remember when you became the poster child accidentally for LinkedIn, because you're about to become the poster child for anti-college.
I don't care. It's me. Own it. I don't care. I don't care. Come talk to me about why I feel that way. I'll fill you in. I have receipts. Go ahead.
Okay. What is the most recent podcast you listened to?
I listened to Pop Culture Happy Hour, NPR. I was listening to their review of the new Nicolas Cage book. Nicolas Cage movie about the vampires.
I didn't know there was a Nicolas Cage book.
I was listening to that earlier this morning. Yeah,
that movie looks funny. Okay.
It looks so funny. They liked it, so I'm going to watch it.
What time did you wake up this morning?
6
What
a.m.
I figured.
I didn't know if you heard me.
What is one habit that keeps you productive?
A habit that keeps me productive is probably making I got a good answer. I got a good answer for this one. I thought I was going to stump me, but I got it. Probably is saving and carving out time to do work. No meetings, just work. Like, my biggest, like, these are my days where I just do work. Don't talk to me. I'm not, like, having meetings. So my biggest habit would be protecting the days that I'm just going to work and not do meetings.
What is one thing that would move the needle forward in your business right now?
If we could add like 5 more hours at the end of every day, I think that would be great. Probably to bring on some support staff. Like, if I had, like I've mentioned, I'm kind of interested in hiring an assistant. That would be really helpful. And then also having an office. Please, God, get me an office soon. So, yeah.
What advice would you give yourself 5 years ago?
Hang in there. It gets better. It will get better. That would probably be my biggest advice. Or, I wouldn't do anything differently. Like, looking back, if I could tell myself, oh my gosh, 5 years ago, I wish I would have known what I know now, I really wouldn't have done anything differently. I would just have told myself it gets better, and it was a good decision to marry the redheaded guy.
Aww.
Yeah.
He's pretty cool.
He's all right.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, such a good noise.
Yeah. Okay. 3 words. I would say independent to a fault, as some would say. I would say creative, but I almost want to lean more towards unique. But I'll go with creative. And then adaptable. I've always said that. I'm very easily adaptable to any situation. Like, I can hang out with anybody.
Yeah, those are good. Other than what you do right now, what is your dream job?
I would love to own a storefront. I would love to own like a lifestyle brand. I've mentioned that on the show too. I think that would just be incredible.
Yeah, I can't wait. What's one of your go-to weeknight meals?
Tacos. I make tacos literally twice a week. And I make big batches of it. And then I just, I make taco soup with it. I'll make quesadillas one night with it. Like tacos for sure.
I love tacos. That was my alternate answer. How many text messages do you send in a day?
Probably close to 1,000.
I mean, you do a lot of client communication, so I think that makes sense.
I do, and I also text from my laptop and computer. So, like, it's super easy for me to just, like...
Oh, yeah. If I had a
I
Mac and I had my iMessages on my... Oh, my gosh. I would send so many.
Yeah.
What is one habit, activity, or trick that helps you self-regulate?
Scheduling a day where I don't look at a screen. Like, I just spend a whole day where I'm like, I'm not looking at a screen. I'm gonna look at a hard copy of a book. I'm gonna cook a recipe that is from a cookbook and not off of a YouTube video or a Pinterest. Like, I'm going to only do things that are off screens.
You did it! That's 25 rapid fire questions.
That was so much easier than I thought it was going to be.
I think it's fun. I feel like it's a really good way to get to know ourselves and each other better. And we can't wait to bring guests on and to learn more about them. So excited for that. And on that note, please comment and tell us who you think needs to be on the show because you want to hear their answers to these questions. And make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Isn't that what the YouTubers say? Give this
like
video
and follow.
And subscribe to our channel.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. Thanks, guys.
Our channel. Okay. We'll see you in the next video. If you loved that, you can get so much more where that came from over on YouTube. Next week, we're going to share my version, me answering the questions Amanda asked me, but we have so many cool interviews like this with a bunch of our friends and people we look up to in business in a ton of different industries, so many interesting things. You have got to go check it out.
Absolutely. Stay tuned for next week's episode. It's going to be a good one.
And in the meantime, check us out again, Instagram at Big Brave Business. Amanda's at Amanda Nelson Reads. I'm at Sarah K. Heater. We're YouTube at Big Brave Business. And we're right here next Tuesday.
See you then.